guys, what's going on? Shinobi Melody here. Welcome back. It is currently... when is it? Oh, it is April 24th, Monday 2017 at 2:33 p.m. I could have just looked on my phone for both the time and the date, but I looked at my clock instead because I am not really a millennial. So today is kind of a story time. If you follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/Shinobi Melody, then you would know that from the 9th to the 21st, if you follow me on Twitter, then you would know that from those days I was away on a missions trip to Kona, Hawaii. It was absolutely amazing, and I have my journal right here that some of the people signed. So I'm going to be reading my journal entries from here and expounding on it. People are texting me. April 10th, 2017, Kona, Hawaii. Today is our first full day in Kona, as we just got in last night. Well, this morning actually, but at an extremely ungodly hour. As our first day, we are only getting a short rundown of the history of the island. Okay, so short history, basically what that means is that we went to a lava stone church. I'm gonna put a video of that. I'm gonna cut to a video of that right now. You saw that? We went inside there, and a picture of that is right there. Yeah, so that is down the center aisle towards the altar. Faith, my roommate, got a similar picture. No, that was Tim. That was Tim that got it. Got a very similar picture, or I got a similar picture to his. So I think he took his first, and then I liked his idea, so I took it. Sorry, Tim. Then we went to the beach. A lot of history down at the beach, especially the one that was like a 3-minute walk from the YWAM ship space. And basically there was a sacred space. I'm gonna put a picture of that right here. So basically the history around that little island right there. The missionaries on the ship Plymouth from Boston landed there, and there was a legend with the Hawaiian people that the God of the true religion, that the true God would come in a black box. And the missionaries came, they opened a black box, and inside the black box was a Bible. And islands became something like 90% of it became Christian. It was very cool. And so that was pretty much all the history I think that we got. Or at least that I can remember. Tomorrow we start our work. I am really looking forward to making an impact for God on the people here in Kona. As my life is a mess right now, I am hoping that this experience with YWAM gives me a more clear and hopeful perspective on life. I am also hoping that along with all the people we reach out to, I get a miracle and get touched by God. I want to be used by Him and for Him in strong ways, in the same way as described in 1 Chronicles 28:9. As for you, my son Solomon, know the God of your father, and serve Him with a loyal heart and willing mind. For the Lord searches all hearts and understands all the intent of the thoughts. If you seek Him, He will be found by you. But if you forsake Him, He will cast you off forever. April 11th, 2017, Kailua, Kona, Hawaii. In yesterday's journal, I spoke too soon when it came to needing a word from God. Because last night at the ministry night at the U of N, University of Nations, which is the university founded by YWAM, I was given the same word twice. Once to tell me, the second to confirm it. This is the word that I got. I see Jesus behind you, wrapping His arms around you. I see Him saying, "You are safe and you are not alone. I've got your back. You don't have to carry these burdens by yourself." Both times I was told this, I cried. The first time harder than the second, because I had more tears to cry. And it just hit me so hard, because when I was told this, they came up behind me and was whispering and was telling me this in my ear, and I was at the front, I was praying, and I was giving my relationship with my, at the time, boyfriend to God. handing it all over to him, that he would take care of it and that everything will turn out the way he wants it and the way he's planned. This is a prayer I wrote. Lord, I cannot thank you enough for that word. It just hit me so hard. As for ship work, we had this time where it's like we worked on base and it was called ship's work. As for ship's work, we started off with splitting into two groups. My group was Tim's dad, Miss Goatsy, one of the teachers and chaperones, and me. We were clearing out an area that will be a public cafe. Apparently it was supposed to be a multiple day job, but we got it done in less than one day. And Darren, the guy who was directing us and everything, was so surprised that we got it done so fast. And then that went on. We did the ship's work until lunch. After lunch, the anchor group, my school is Anchor Academy, so whenever it says anchor group, it just means like me and the group I came to Hawaii. The anchor group went to the U of N farm where we got a tour and then worked in the aquaponics section until around 4:30. We then went straight to dinner, which is held at the U of N. Let's go to a short clip of what the cafeteria place at the U of N looks like. April 12th to 2017. Kailua, Kona, Hawaii. Today was mostly normal, as in breakfast at 7 a.m., ship shape at 7:45. Ship shape being everyone comes together and they split up into different jobs and then they clean base, because the Kona base is, the ship's base is an old hotel and is still under hotel permit, so they get people come and like look at how they're doing and looking at the shape of it, so they have to keep it clean and like a hotel. From after ship shape until 9, we attended a class/session of intercession prayer. It was great and I could feel such peace and air conditioning in the room. The air conditioning was on like full blast, so it was like it was very strong. We then painted/plastered the walls in rooms on the second floor of the base. That was like that was the biggest job that we were working on for most of the time we were there. We then went to an evangelism training session. There was a short lecture, then the guy who did the lecture and that was like teaching us and leading us and stuff, split us into groups of 3 and then we went onto the streets. They usually do evangelism on Wednesdays because of the tourists from the cruise ship that comes regularly every Wednesday. Sometimes they come on Saturday, I think, but that's like kind of rare. Later tonight we are going to a meet and eat with the Marshallese people. I think I spelled that wrong here, but I don't know. But Marshallese people are the indigenous or the natives to the Hawaiian Islands. Meet and eat sounds weird, but we are supposed to feed and talk to the Marshallese students, and there are some adults, but most of them are students and kids. April 13th, 2017, Kailua, Kona, Hawaii. Today breakfast was at 7 a.m., ship shape at 7:45ish, and then straight after we started back in on the painting of the second floor rooms, plastering and painting the walls and each other. Yes, I have no regrets on starting the plaster wars. Unfortunately, I don't have any footage of that. So the plastering and painting went on until around 3:30 p.m.ish. We have a strong tendency to finish early, which keeps surprising the people that are directing us. Tonight we are attending a Thursday night gathering after dinner. Not sure what to expect. Last night was more fun than I thought it would be, talking about the meet and eat with the Marshallese people. And we were given Easter gifts. When we got back to the base, there was a games night going on. Austin, one of the guys, Austin and I were going to join, but instead we were chilling and we were talking about our past and what's going on at home for both of us. And by the time we had finished talking and like having kind of a small heart to heart, the games ended, which is April 14th, 2017, Kona, Hawaii. After breakfast and shipshape this morning, we joined the DTS, the Discipleship Training Students for worship, and then we attended a Good Friday service. It was here. It was during the Good Friday service that I witnessed two birds on the rafters nesting and doing the good. So basically they were having sex. They were their mating during the Good Friday service. I told Tim about this and what he said was, it truly was a Good Friday. We laughed pretty hard about that during lunch. Yeah, good memories. After lunch we went back to the base for more ship work until around 3 p.m. We now have a little bit of free time before dinner. I'm excited for tomorrow as we are going on adventures around the island. Yay! It was just after that we had dinner. Yeah, dinner and then the Thursday night gathering, which was basically Lauren Cunningham, who is like the founder. I think it's one of the founders of YWAM. He was talking about a new ship that YWAM was given. April 15th, 2017, Kona, Hawaii. Today breakfast was at 8 and we had to pack our own lunch for the day. At around 9 a.m. we left on our adventures, and the first stop on our adventures was a coffee plantation. Let's put like a series of pictures starting right now. I had like 2 cups of espresso coffee, of Kona espresso coffee. It was absolutely amazing. And I bought 2 bags of Kona coffee beans covered in chocolate. One covered in like milk chocolate, I think, or light dark chocolate, and one that is white chocolate. We ate the dark chocolate ones, but I've been eating the white chocolate ones even though I'm not supposed to be eating them. Then the second place was a sacred park grounds place where we walked around and made fun of the statues of the Hawaiian gods. Yeah, I was the main one that was making fun of it. We set out on a search for a good swimming slash snorkeling beach. We weren't successful, but we did find a lot of sea urchins. Put that picture right up there. And you see all those spiky ball things in there? Those are sea urchins. We went to one beach. It was extremely rocky and the waves were extremely rough. But we could see the Captain Cook monuments from that beach. And then after that beach, we went to another beach. It was again rocky and the waves were still pretty rough. So we didn't do any real swimming. We just went wading. We were just wading, and that's where we took that picture of this with the sea urchin. We then set out to the southernmost bakery of the United States. It's literally called the southernmost bakery. And at the bakery we went to the washroom, we got ice cream, and we got food. We got normal good food. And I think Austin got a postcard. We then I underlined the word then and capitalized it. We then set out for the volcano. There was a good 2 hours of driving until we got to the lava tube, where we took a short hike through the rainforest and walked through the lava tube. It was really cool, and it kind of looked like something from a horror movie. I have a small clip of that, so I'll cut to that right now.
It's like kind of like a horror movie.
Weird. Hello!
What was that?
Oh, I love kids, guys. This is awesome. Whoa. Going through the ground.
Ooh, it's so dark.
Magma.
Woo! It's Trinda!
Trailers.
It is really cold in here too. Yeah, it's not
Perfect.
bad. It's just like BC.
We then drove further up the volcano to the observatory, where it was much colder. We sang I Lava You, which is if you haven't seen it, it's a short Pixar film of two volcanoes doing a love song thing.
I have a dream.
Actually really awesome.
I hope you are here with me, and I'm here.
Your hand's shaky with this hop.
I wish the earth and sky above
Not a better camera. It's got too much.
someone to love.
We were singing that while watching the glow of the lava, and we spent a good 30 minutes taking group pics and helping Tim with his camera settings. I've been doing photography for about 3-ish years, and he just started, so he was asking me throughout the trip, he was asking me like some questions about camera settings and stuff, which I was very happy to help him with, and I'm very honored that he felt like he could ask me questions about photography, and I answered them as well as I could. I then photobombed some of Faith's pano shots. Yeah, there's this thing going on where whenever she'd do a panorama shot, I would always be in it. And I wasn't trying, I was just there, and she just happened to take a panorama of exactly where I was. So it was like, I don't know, and some of them I was looking right at the camera, and anyways, it was funny. And I wound up giving her a piggyback ride inside of the observatory, and I have a picture of that right there. At around 7 p.m.-ish, we started heading back to base, but we ended up stopping for pizza because it was dinner time. We hadn't eaten yet, and we were all hungry, and that was around 8:30. We didn't get back to base until like 11:30-ish. Next day, April 16th, 2017, Kelua, Kona, Hawaii. We got up at around 5:30 this morning for the Easter Sunday sunrise service. Woo! Okay, I'm just gonna put it out there. That was, I said it in here, I said it in here as well. And it was amazing! It was very amazing. It was very amazing. Great English. I got a Spanish New Testament Bible, which happens to be right here. Woo! And Faith got a Chinese Bible. She was saying that she's pretty sure that she forgot it in Hawaii, which is good job, Faith. After the service, we went to the U of N, University of Nations, for brunch at around 10 a.m.-ish. We then spent the majority of the rest of the day at the beach until dinner. We then chilled out and talked with some of the DTS students. That same night, so we're sitting at the table, DTS students like that, like over there like that, and then it's like some people from my group, and then it's me and Tim. Tim was on my phone playing Geometry Dash, or something like that, and I was over here leaning over and watching him like play on my phone. And the DTS students were like drinking tea and coffee, eating crackers, bologna, and cheese, and it was like all open on the table and stuff. And then I'm just like captured in what Timothy's doing on my phone. I hear just out of nowhere, oh, he's going for the cheese. I look over and there's a cockroach about that long, and about that wide, I think. Just like they were pulling the cheese away from the cockroach, and the cockroach was running after the cheese. And when they took the cheese off the table, the cockroach jumped from the middle of the table, like a yard and a half onto a fence, like away from me, like in the opposite direction of me. I was still trying to figure out what was going on, but all the other girls were just like freaking out. I think Tiara did the splits in the air or something. I don't know. It was really, funny. Next day, April 17th, 2017, Kona, Hawaii. Today, breakfast was at U of N again, but it was followed by an amazing worship session. I remember this very, very clearly. Yeah, it was very good. We read the chapter in Matthew where it talks about the Beatitudes. I believe it's chapter 5, Matthew 5. And it's like, blessed be the meek in spirit, for they will inherit the earth, and like all those verses and stuff. The peace and the Spirit of God was so strong. It was simply amazing. Afterwards, we drove back to the base and split into 2 groups again for ship's work. One group finished up the rooms we were painting, and the other group, me, Faith, Tim, and Natika, Tiara's older sister. She's absolutely hilarious. Natika had just drank coffee, and so she was like extremely hyper. She was saying the weirdest stuff, and it was so funny. I was like almost dying of laughter. It was just so funny. And we were painting the sides of the deck. That was going on until lunch. After lunch, we had some time by ourselves, and I was starting to talk to Faith, my roommate, about some troubles with my boyfriend that actually had me in tears. At 2 p.m. we were starting a prayer walk, and I told the two leaders, Timothy's mom and Miss Goatsy, that I didn't want to go on the prayer walk because I was not in a good mood at all. And I told them what was happening and why I wasn't in a good mood. They prayed for me and what was going on and in the situation. And then in faith that all would be well, I went with them and continued on the prayer walk around Kona. When we got back, Tim, Faith, Samuel, and David, who is also doing DTS right now, and I got together and played some Dutch Blitz. Some people joined. Marielle joined. The lady who was like organizing, connecting us with everyone, she joined at around 4:30ish. We left for dinner. Faith, Austin, and I stayed for the ministry night that night, while the others walked back to the base. That ministry night wasn't as good as the first one we went to, but it was still really good. It was really nice to just take time out and worship God with other youth. But I found that because of what had been happening that day was really distracting me, so I wasn't able to fully get into it as much as I could. April 18th, 2017, Kona, Hawaii. Today we joined the DTS students for class until lunch after ship shape. I actually have a really funny clip that I will just play right now.
Son. And I'm going to be Holy Spirit, okay?
Wow.
So here's what I need for you guys to do to help me. I'm dead serious. I need for you guys, to the best of your ability, to waltz together. Yeah. But leave room for the Holy Spirit, okay? You're going to leave here. There you go. Leave room for the Holy Spirit, okay? Ready? Go. This is C.S. Lewis's interpretation of Trinity. He says there is this divine dance that is happening. If you're a dancer, do you guys get the picture?
Yeah.
So I'm getting dizzy, guys.
I don't get the picture yet.
Andy, before you go.
I don't get the picture.
She's got some great ones over here.
That was funny, wasn't it? I missed youth group. Stuff like that would always happen. After lunch, the anchor group got together to put a plan together for tomorrow's school ministry. During that time, Faith and I were alone doing music. We finished early and I started talking to my boyfriend. I had come to the point where I knew it was right for me to put an end to his and my dating relationship, make us just friends. Some things he said made me really mad. Once I got mad, we were supposed to go back downstairs and put everything together and get a complete rundown of what's going on. But I told Faith what had happened. Well, I was telling Faith as it was happening, and she was getting mad as I was. And I told Faith that she could tell the others give the others a rundown of what was happening, what happened, and that I'd be there in like 30 minutes because I was so mad I didn't want to go down and be in a bad attitude. So I just needed some time by myself to calm down. Because during that actually 25 minutes or so, I was very close to punching a wall. And if anyone walked in, it would have been a bad situation. 25 minutes later, I went back down and then we did everything that we needed to for the plans. I ended up telling Tim and Austin after dinner. Next day, April 19th, 2017, after breakfast and shipshape, we left for the elementary and high school, the thing we were preparing for the day before on the 18th. And the elementary and high school are on the U of N campus and we like ministered to them, we had fun, we sang with them, played music with them, and it was a lot of fun. The elementary kids were actually so cute and the high school students were just so chill and very nice. After break, we broke up into groups of 2 and did evangelizing. We went back to the base. We prepared to do more evangelizing because it's Wednesday and there is a cruise ship out in the harbor. We broke up into teams of 2 and did evangelizing on the streets again until lunch. After lunch, we broke up into groups again, groups of 2. There were like 3 groups of 2 who were like doing doors, and I think the other 4 were in their rooms like finishing, like putting everything back together and like doing the minor details. Tim and I were in a team. We got distracted with we were teasing each other. He started teasing me about I was saying that sponges were at one point alive, and because there's an animal called a sponge and they're made of the same stuff, or sponges like the ones that you clean with, made of the same stuff as the animal sponge. So I was, at least that's what I remember from my biology 11 course. And he was saying, no, sponges aren't alive. Like, he held his sponge up, like, you're saying that this is alive, but this is an animal. This is remains of an animal. Like, yes, I was positive about it. But we got distracted with teasing, throwing water at each other, and attacking each other with our sponges. We were just having a lot of fun. Tonight we are going back to do another, my spelling, I have another meet and eat with the Marshallese people. I hope it goes better than last week and we don't get lost like last time. Because the first week that we did it, we were late because we got lost. The people who were like organizing it and stuff weren't very happy about it. Okay, so this was the last day. This is April 20th, 2017. I wrote this on the plane coming back to Vancouver. Sad day. That was only 4 days ago. It was so sad. Last night was amazing. I actually met 2 other low gangsters. No, Logan Paul, his fans are called the low gangsters. I am a low gangster, and I met 2 other low gangsters. I'm sorry, but low gang for life, yo. Low gang for life. 2 of the Marshallese girls are low gangsters, and we like bonded over that, and it was amazing. After the meet and eat, Tim, Faith, David, and I stayed up until like 12:30, 1 o'clock. Okay, so they got my hair wet, and then Tim like messed up my hairs, and then it's like really big knots like developed, and he felt really bad. I tried to get all the knots out, which is very nice of him that he tried. And then Faith and David felt it necessary to teach Tim how to braid hair, and I'll put a picture from that right up there. It was actually pretty funny. I could not tell at all what he was doing. The one he did on this side apparently was really good, except I could feel that was loose up here. The second one he did on this side, Faith took one look at it and was like, "What did you do?" Really funny. And then after that, Marielle was braiding David's hair, or was like putting corduroys into his hair. And so we were waiting for her to finish so that we could play Dutch Blitz. And so while that was happening, Tim was looking at my Facebook with my permission. But he was looking at my Facebook. I wanted to see what I could do with his hair. And I'll just put a picture of it right here. And if you can see, on his forehead, there's like a unicorn horn of hair that I put there. Again, Tim, I'm sorry, especially because I was laughing so hard. He has this quiff, okay? And he has like really fluffy hair. And I took his quiff and I like tied it together with one of my hair ties. First I tried to braid it back. He has short enough hair that it didn't work. If he had hair slightly longer, I probably could have done something with it, but it was just slightly too short. But as you can see, I turned his quiff into unicorn horn. When David's hair was finally finished, we played a few hours of Dutch Blitz. It was actually a lot of fun. The following day, that was the night of the 19th. Now the day of the 20th, today we had breakfast and shipshape as usual. We packed and cleaned our rooms before break. They were going to inspect our rooms later in the day, but we were told that morning that the person who was inspecting our rooms could only do it at like break. And so we had to finish packing and cleaning, except for bleaching our showers by break, which is at around 10:30, and we started at around 7, 8-ish, so we only had like 2.5 hours. At break, we wrote on cards for each other and had our team debrief that went on until lunch. After lunch, we went to a couple of beaches. We went to a snorkeling beach where we saw a turtle. And then we went to Magic Sands Beach where the waves are extremely strong and you can very, very easily get thrown by the waves. I got thrown by the waves and I got a slight black eye on this side. And so I just didn't go in. And Tim was thrown and he hurt his back a little bit. And so he didn't go in that day either, except a little bit after I buried him. Well, he wanted me to bury him. He went to shower off in the ocean. He started to bury me, but didn't get too far because I was still sitting up. And I asked him twice if he wanted to bury me, but for some reason it didn't really register, so I didn't lie down in order for him to bury me in the sand. I was tired. I was kind of out of it. I guess that's my excuse. Question mark? I don't know. We then went to our last dinner at the U of N where they had brownies and rice and beans. I didn't really eat the beans because they were so spicy. The noodles were great. After dinner, we went back to the base, and because we were leaving soon, we had to bleach our showers before we left. I wound up bleaching the shower, except I didn't dilute it with water, and I just took the sponge and the bleach bottle. I was doing this and using straight bleach, practically drank a little bit of bleach, and I was like, my throat's been hurting since then, and I'm pretty sure I like burned some of the inside of my throat. Tim, his mom, and I did a few errands. We took a guitar that I was trying to fix, but I discovered that I couldn't. We took that to a guitar and ukulele store that was closed, so I just left it on the ground outside the door. Then we went to a store that has been closed for like a couple days, so that Tim could try to return a shirt that he bought so that he could buy a different one. And Tim's mom wanted to go to the ABC store, which is pretty much the Hawaiian version of 7-Eleven. I bought a hat because I promised my mom that I would buy a hat, and I didn't say when. It's just I just bought it the last day. Sorry. And she bought some stuff for her other two sons. And then we got back to base, chilled in the rain a little bit, and because it was raining, kind of BC style. And then we headed to the Hawaiian airport for Canada. At the airport, I had a really bad tension migraine. Natika massaged that. Whoa, she does amazing massages. The next day I could still feel it. Like she had bruised my muscles a little bit, but it felt so good. And Tim and I split. Okay, I underlined this. Double shot energy coffee drink that tasted really good. kind of like heaven because it was mocha. I underlined all of that. I'm really sad that I won't be able to hang with any of these guys for a while. I'm really going to miss seeing and talking to them in person. I really am. The closest we can get to it is talking video chat on Facebook. That's all I got for you guys. And if there are any pictures I missed, I'll be posting like a music collage picture slideshow thing on YouTube. If you're interested, go check it out because it's going to be amazing. It will take you from the beginning at the Kona, BC airport all the way to coming home, and it will be an emotional roller coaster for me and I think for anyone else that was on the trip because we greatly enjoyed that trip and we're gonna miss each other. We're already missing each other. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and a comment down below. Click on my face around to subscribe. Click over here for my last vlog and click over here for my last gaming video. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye!